Hello, and welcome to Mindful English Talks. Do you ever sit down to study English, but your mind just goes somewhere else? Today, we are going to learn how to get your focus back so you can learn better and feel calmer. Focus is like a gentle light. When you point it at something, that thing becomes clear. But it is very easy for this light to move around. Maybe you are trying to read a book, but you start thinking about your emails. Or perhaps you are listening to an English podcast, but you are also scrolling on your phone. Does this sound familiar to you? Many people feel this way. It is a very common problem in our busy world. When do you find it is hardest to focus on your English learning? For some, it is in the morning, when the day is full of tasks. For others, it is in the evening, when they feel tired. Thinking about this helps you understand yourself better. When we cannot focus, learning feels difficult and slow. But when we are focused, learning can feel easier and even enjoyable. So let's explore this together. What can you do right now to practice? Let's try a small speaking exercise. Say your main goal for today out loud. For example, you can say, "Today I will learn 3 new English words." Saying it makes it real. Does that feel different from just thinking it? Another small practice is to think about what is distracting you right now. Take a piece of paper and write down just one thing that is pulling your attention away. Is it your phone? Is it a noise outside? Just noticing it is a powerful first step. Now let's try a listening practice. Find a song you like. Close your eyes for just 1 minute and listen. Try to hear every instrument. The guitar, the drums, the voice. Can you separate the sounds in your mind? This simple exercise trains your brain to pay attention to one thing. It teaches you how to direct that light of focus. We all want to improve our English, and focus is the key that opens the door to faster learning. It helps us remember more, understand more, and feel more confident. But what happens when our focus is broken all the time? What are the things that steal our attention every day? Understanding what focus is helps us see when we lose it. Now let's talk about why we lose our focus. In our modern world, there are many things that want our attention. I like to call them attention thieves. The biggest attention thief for most people is the smartphone. It buzzes with notifications from friends, news updates, and social media. Have you ever noticed how you can plan to study for an hour, but one notification can take you away for 20 minutes? Scientists say that a single interruption can break your focus for up to 23 minutes. That is a lot of lost time, isn't it? Another number to think about is that the average person checks their phone more than 150 times every day. That means our brain is constantly switching from one thing to another. It never gets a chance to rest and think deeply. What is your biggest attention thief? Is it your phone? Or maybe something else? It is very helpful to know your enemy. Maybe you work at an office where you get constant emails. Or perhaps you study at home where the television is always on in the background. These things make deep focus very difficult. So, what can we do? We can create a small space of quiet for ourselves. Let's talk about a simple anti-distraction protocol. It's a small plan to protect your focus. For just 10 minutes, find a quiet corner in your home. It doesn't have to be a special room. A chair in the corner is perfect. Then, put your phone on silent and place it in another room. If you can't do that, just turn it over so you can't see the screen. Finally, set a timer for 10 minutes. For these 10 minutes, you will only work on your one English task. Why does this work? Because you are telling your brain this time is special. This time is for focus. You are creating a clear signal. You can try this right now. Let's do a small practice. Pause and just set up your quiet corner. How does it feel to create a space just for you? Now take a pen and paper and write a list of your top 3 distractions. What are the 3 main things that steal your attention every day? Seeing them on paper makes them feel less powerful. For our final practice in this part, let's do a speaking exercise. Say this to yourself either out loud or in your mind. For the next 10 minutes, my focus is mine. How does saying that make you feel? It's a small way to take back control. These attention thieves are strong, but we can be stronger. We just need a plan. Now that we know our main distractions, we can start to build a defense. Many people believe they can do many things at the same time. This is called multitasking. Maybe you listen to an English podcast while you are writing an important email. Or you try to have a conversation with your family while you are reading the news on your phone. Do you ever do this? We think it saves time, but it really doesn't. Our brain can only focus on one thinking task at a time. It cannot truly do 2 things at once. When we try, our brain just switches very quickly between the 2 tasks. Imagine trying to listen to 2 of your favorite songs at the exact same time. Can you really enjoy both? Of course not. You will only hear noise. Multitasking is the same. It creates noise in our minds. Let me tell you a short story about a student named Maria. Maria wanted to improve her English grammar. She sat down with her textbook, but she also kept her phone next to her. Her friends were sending her messages. She tried to study and chat at the same time. After 1 hour, she felt very tired and busy. But when she closed her book, she realized she couldn't remember the grammar rules she was studying. She was multitasking, and her brain didn't learn anything deeply. Does Maria's story sound familiar? How does multitasking make you feel at the end of the day? Usually it makes us feel stressed and not very productive. So what is the solution? The solution is to practice single tasking. That means doing only one thing at a time. Let's try a powerful practice together. It is called the 7-minute package. It's very simple. For 2 minutes, you will do some light movement. You can stand up and stretch your arms, walk around your room, or just shake your hands and feet. This movement wakes up your body and your brain. After 2 minutes of movement, you will sit down and do 5 minutes of focused work on one single task. No phone, no music, just you and your task. Let's try this with an English reading task. Stand up and stretch for 2 minutes. Now for the next 5 minutes, read just one paragraph from an English text. Give it all your attention. How was that? Did you feel more focused than usual? Another great practice is to listen to a short 3-minute podcast clip. After it finishes, put your phone down and write just one sentence about what you heard. This trains your brain to listen, process, and then act. It is a very powerful sequence. Focusing on one thing at a time is not slower. It is actually much faster. Focus is like a muscle. If you don't use it, it becomes weak. But if you train it a little bit every day, it becomes stronger. Many people think they need a lot of time to build focus, but that is not true. Even 5 minutes of practice can make a big difference. This is where we need to remember a very important idea. 5 minutes is better than 0. On days when you feel tired or busy, it is easy to say, I will do it tomorrow. But what if you just told yourself, I will do it for just 5 minutes? Could you find 5 minutes today? What would be one small English task you could do in that time? Maybe you could read 1 page of a book, or you could learn 1 new word and write it down. These small actions are very powerful. To help you stay consistent, you can try a simple progress tracking method. Get a notebook or a calendar. Every day that you do your 5 minutes of focused practice, you make a mark. You can draw a star or a simple X. After a few days, you will see a chain of marks. Your goal is to not break the chain. Seeing your progress visually is very motivating. It feels like a small win every day. What happens if you miss a day? It's okay. Life is busy. The important thing is to not feel bad about it. Just tell yourself, okay, I missed a day, but I will start my chain again tomorrow. This kindness to yourself is very important for long-term success. Let's think about the numbers. 5 minutes a day is 35 minutes a week. That is over 2 hours of high-quality, focused practice every month. It all starts with just 5 minutes. So, for our practice now, let's get ready for this. Find a notebook or a piece of paper. Draw 7 empty boxes for the 7 days of this week. This is your focus tracker. Doesn't it feel good to have a plan? Now let's do a writing exercise. In the first box, write down your 5-minute task for tomorrow. What will you do? Will you listen to a podcast? Will you write a short sentence? Be specific. For our speaking practice, let's use our phones for good. Open your voice recorder and speak for just 1 minute about your focus goal. You could say, my goal is to practice my focus for 5 minutes every day this week. I will use my focus tracker to see my progress. Listening to your own voice makes your goal feel stronger. By tracking our small wins, we build the motivation to continue. A plan can make a big goal feel much smaller and easier. So let's talk about a simple plan to build your focus muscle over 2 weeks. We can call it the minute escalator plan because we will slowly increase the time, like going up an escalator. This plan is designed to be gentle and easy, so your brain builds the habit without feeling stressed. For the first 3 days, your goal is to do just 5 minutes of focused English practice each day. That's it. Just 5 minutes. You can choose any task you like. What would you do for your first 5 minutes? Maybe you could review some vocabulary on an app, or you could read a short news article in simple English. On days 4 to 7, we will go up to 8 minutes. During these 8 minutes, I want you to also add 1 small speaking moment. This can be very simple. For example, after reading an article for a few minutes, you can speak for 1 minute and say what the article was about. You can say, this article is about a new park in the city. It has many trees and a beautiful lake. Does this plan feel possible for you so far? It's just a small step up. Now for days 8 to 10, we will increase to 10 minutes. In these 10 minutes, I want you to listen to a short audio clip, maybe 3 or 4 minutes long. After you listen, spend the rest of the time writing a 2-sentence summary of what you heard. This combines listening and writing, which is a great way to train your focus. What kind of listening clip would be fun for you? Maybe a clip from a movie or a short story. Finally, on days 11 to 14, we will go up to 15 minutes. During this time, I want you to include one fun item and one useful item. For example, you could spend 7 minutes listening to your favorite English song and trying to write down the words. That's the fun part. Then you can spend the next 8 minutes doing a grammar exercise. This mix keeps your brain engaged and happy. What would be your fun English item to include? The reason this plan works is because it builds the habit slowly. We remember that small steps build big habits. You are not trying to become a focus expert in one day. You are just taking one small step at a time. For our practice now, let's prepare for this plan. Let's do a writing practice. Write down your plan for day 1. What will you do for your 5 minutes tomorrow? Be very specific. Now let's do a listening practice. Go online and find a 3-minute podcast or video that you can use later in the plan. Just having it ready makes it easier to start. And for speaking, imagine you are explaining this 14-day plan to a friend. How would you describe it in simple English? You could say, I have a new plan to improve my focus. I start with 5 minutes and slowly go up to 15. This simple plan helps us build a strong focus habit without feeling overwhelmed. Sometimes the biggest challenge is not the task itself, but how we feel. We might feel too tired, or we might not have a person to practice with. Let's talk about how to overcome these feelings. I want to share a story about a man named Tom. Tom is a busy parent. He works all day, and in the evening, he helps his children with their homework. By 9 o'clock, he is very tired. He wants to improve his English, but he feels he has no energy to open a book. Does this feeling sound familiar to you? Tom's solution was very small. He decided that he would listen to a 5-minute English podcast while he was washing the dishes after dinner. It was a tiny action. He wasn't sitting at a desk. He was just listening. But this small habit made a big difference. He was learning every day, even when he was tired. What is your biggest excuse for not practicing? Is it time? Is it energy? Think about it for a moment. Often, we can find a very small solution, just like Tom did. Another thing that helps is sharing your goal with someone. This is our accountability element. You can find an accountability buddy. This is a friend who you can share your goal with. You can send them a simple message like, Hi, my goal this week is to practice my English focus for 5 minutes every day. Can you ask me on Friday how it went? Just knowing that someone will ask you makes you more likely to do it. Who could be your accountability buddy? It could be a friend, a family member, or even another English learner. If you don't have a buddy, you can write a letter to your future self. For our writing practice now, take a piece of paper. Write a short note that you will read in 1 month. You can write, Dear Future Me. I hope you have been practicing your focus every day. I hope you are feeling more confident in your English. This is a beautiful way to be your own buddy. For our speaking practice, why not try sending that voice message right now? Find a friend and send them your goal for the week. It takes less than 1 minute, but it can make a huge difference. And for reading, why not pick up that English book you have and just read 1 page? Not a chapter, just 1 page. Small actions are the key. Sharing our goals makes them feel more real and helps us stay on track. Did you know that your body and your mind are very connected? To have good focus, you need to take care of your body. It sounds simple, but we often forget. A tired body leads to a tired mind. It's very difficult to focus on learning English grammar when you are feeling sleepy or thirsty. Have you ever noticed that? There are 3 simple things you can do for your body that will help your focus: sleep, water, and movement. We don't need to talk a lot about sleep because we all know it's important. But what about water? Do you drink enough water during the day? Our brain is mostly water, and when we are dehydrated, it cannot work well. Keeping a glass of water on your desk while you study is a very simple but effective trick. The third thing is movement. You don't need to go to the gym for 2 hours. Small movements throughout the day can make a big difference. This is especially true if you sit at a desk for many hours. Your body gets sleepy, and so does your mind. How much do you usually move during your day? Let's talk about our 7-minute package again, but in a different context. Imagine it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You are trying to study, but you feel very sleepy. This is the perfect time for a 7-minute energy boost. For 2 minutes, get up and walk around the room. You can look out the window or just march in place. Then, for the next 5 minutes, do a focused writing task. Maybe you can write a few sentences in English about your day. This combination of movement and focus can completely change your energy in the afternoon. Would you like to try it? Let's do it now for our practice. Stand up and move for 2 minutes. Now sit down and write for 5 minutes about how you are feeling right now in English. How did that feel? Did it help wake you up? Another gentle practice is to listen to a calm piece of music for 3 minutes before you start a task. This can help quiet your mind and prepare it for focus. And for a writing practice, you can make a very simple checklist for your study time. It can have 2 questions. Did I drink water? Did I stretch for 2 minutes? This reminds you to take care of your body. Taking care of our body is the first step to taking care of our focus. What about those days when we are really busy? We are running from one place to another, and we feel like we have 0 time for English. On these days, we can practice focus on the go. These are very short practices that you can do in moments of waiting. I like to call them focus snacks. They are small, but they give your brain a little bit of energy and practice. When do you usually have small moments of waiting in your day? Maybe you are waiting for a bus, standing in a line at the supermarket, or waiting for your coffee to be ready. These small moments, maybe 1 or 2 minutes long, can be used for learning. One great on-the-go practice is 30-second shadowing. You can have a short audio clip saved on your phone. It can be just 1 or 2 sentences from a podcast. Put in your earbuds, listen to the sentence, and then repeat it quietly to yourself. You are practicing listening and speaking in just 30 seconds. Could you try that the next time you are waiting? Another fun practice is 1 photo, 1 caption. Take out your phone and take a picture of something interesting around you. Then, write a 1-sentence caption for it in English. For example, you take a photo of a dog in the park. Your caption could be, "A happy dog is playing with a red ball." This practices writing and observation. Our third focus snack is a 2-sentence retell. While you are in a queue, think about the last thing you did. Then, describe it to yourself in 2 simple English sentences. For example, I just finished my work meeting. Now I am going to buy some lunch. This simple speaking practice keeps your English brain active. We need to remember that your focus is your power. Even these tiny moments add up. Let's look at the numbers. If you use just 5 minutes of waiting time every day, that is 25 minutes of extra English practice every week. That is almost 2 hours a month, just from using time you were wasting before. For our practices now, let's try one of these. Take out your phone right now. Take a photo of something near you and write a 1-sentence caption in English. How did that feel? Now for speaking, look around your room. Describe one thing you see in 2 simple sentences. And for our last practice, find a 1-minute audio clip on your phone. It could be a voice message or a short podcast intro. Save it for the next time you are waiting in a line. We can find small moments to practice focus even on our busiest days. We have talked about many ideas today. So let's take a moment to recap and think about how we can move forward. We started by understanding that focus is like a muscle. It needs daily training to become strong. We learned that small steps build big habits. You don't need hours of study. 5 minutes of focused work is better than 0. We talked about creating a quiet space and putting away distractions like our phone. We also discovered the power of tracking our progress with a simple calendar and the idea of don't break the chain. We looked at a 14-day minute escalator plan to build our focus habit gently. We heard stories about Maria and Tom and learned that even on tired or busy days, small actions are possible. We also remembered the important connection between our body and our mind. What was the most helpful idea for you from our conversation today? What is one small change that you feel you can make starting now? Maybe it's drinking more water, or maybe it's trying the 5-minute start. The most important thing is to choose just one thing and begin. Remember our mantras, your focus is your power. 5 minutes is better than 0. Small steps build big habits. Which one of these feels most helpful to you today? You can choose one to be your focus mantra for the week. Let's talk about a plan for the next 2 weeks. This week, I invite you to try just the 5-minute start. That's your only goal. Find 5 minutes every day for a focused English task. That's it. Next week, if you feel ready, you can begin the 14-day escalator plan we talked about. This gives you a clear path forward. For our final practices, let's do a writing exercise. Write down your number 1 focus goal for this week. It could be, this week, I will read 1 page of an English book every day. Now for speaking, say one of our mantras out loud to yourself. Maybe, small steps build big habits. Feel the truth in those words. And for our final action, open the calendar on your phone or your notebook. Schedule 5 minutes for your focused English practice tomorrow. Give it a name like My Focus Time. This makes it official. Your journey to better focus and better English is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent, patient, and kind to yourself. You have the power to direct your attention. You have the power to learn and grow every day. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments, and join us next time.